Ümid edirik ki, bu layihəmiz çərçivəsində siz qlobal dünya, digər dövlətlərin coğrafiyyası, mədəniyyəti haqqında məlumat alacaqsınız və bu sizdə qlobal anlaşılılığı artıracaq. Bugünkü təqdimatımız Silla İbrahim tərəfindəndir. Silla İbrahim Ada Universitetində kompüter elmləri ixtisası üzrə təhsil alır, 3-cü kurs tələbəsidir. Və bugün sizə öz ölkəsinin Mərkəzi Afrika Respublikası tərəfindən haqqında danışacaq. Hello, Silla.
Yeah, hi friends. In today's presentation, I'm going to present my country. First of all, my name is Silla İbrahim. As Mrs. Meriban said, I'm from Central African Republic and I'm studying in ADA University. I'm in a Bachelor of Computer Science. Yeah, as you can see on the screen, it's my country flag, which is comprised of 5 colors, and the blue signify our lakes and river and sky, and the white one signifies our cotton, because in my country we produce cotton, and the green is our fauna. My country is not quite a big country, but the majority of the surface is covered by forests. And the one before the last one is yellow. It signifies our gold. We have a huge amount of gold in my country. And the red one is the blood of our ancestors who struggled against colonizer to gain our independence. Yeah, the next slide, please. Yeah, as you can see on the right picture, my country is exactly in the middle of Africa continent. As the name says, Central Africa Republic. That's why the name is Central Africa Republic. Is situated in the middle of Africa, and as you can see on the screen, the surface area is 623,000 square kilometers, which is not quite big compared to other countries, other African nations. And our capital city is Bangui. Yeah, and we are like around 4.83 million, according to statistic of 2020. Next slide, please. Yeah, my country, Central African Republic, is like in middle of African continent with 6 neighboring countries. In the north, you can see we have Chad. In the northeast we have Sudan. At the east we have South Sudan, and at the south we have Congo. 2 Congo, and the west we have Cameroon. And yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, I would like to also give a brief history of my country. Officially, my country was colonized by France in 1905, and the colonization ends in 1960. But during that period, my country's name was Ubangi Shari. It was in Central African Republic. It was Ubangi Shari. And on the left side, you can see Barthélemy Boganda, who is the father of our independence. He struggled for our country to gain independence. And he is also the instigator of all Central African countries to gain their independence. And in the middle, you can see it's the picture of our first president, because our father of independence died before even obtaining our independence in 1959. That's the date he died. So in 1960, our first president is David Dacko. And lots of presidents came after him. And now our current president is Faustin Archange Touadéra, which is who is elected democratically. Next slide, please. Yeah, my country has all African nations are comprised of several ethnic groups and cultures. It's a very diverse country. As you can see on the screen, on the left side, you have the indigenous people. of my country. That's how they dress in my country, especially in the countryside of my country. And on the right side also, you can see that's another group of indigenous people. On the right, they are Muslim, and on the left side, they are Christians. And that's the way they dress according to their religion. Next slide, please. Yeah, my country is quite diverse, as I said. We have around 8 different ethnic groups speaking their own language, different languages. And you can see, according to the statistic that is quite like old statistic, but it's quite relevant. Nothing, not major change you can notice. And the major group is Baya. They are around 33%, as you can see on this slide. We have Banda, 27. We have a Manja, which is 13%. We have a Sara, 10%. We have a Mbum, which is 7%. And we have a 4%, which are Mbaka, and other 6%. Yeah, my country also, we have a diverse, we have a diverse religion belief in my country, religious belief in my country, but the major one is a Protestant independent Christian. They are 61%, and we have a Roman Catholic who comes on the second place, and we have traditional beliefs 10%, and Muslim also 10%. It's quite an old statistic, but still relevant because there are not new statistics that have been done because of the war in my country. Yeah. Next slide, please. Yeah, coming to my country cuisine, we have we have quite a variety of cuisine in my country, but on the screen you can see that's our major food in my country. On the left side, the first picture, you can see it's a caterpillar. We call it in my native tongue makongo. It is quite an important food in my country because it comes only during summer, and it's quite rich in terms of vitamin and oxidant that fight against many diseases. Of course, we don't have a huge, like, we don't have like a sophisticated health system in my country, but thanks to all of the stuff, all of this benefit of caterpillar makongo, many people, they don't face several diseases in their lifespan. Yeah, because the caterpillars, they eat all type of leaves in forests. So the combined leaves they eat, they have this type of what we can say. They have these leaves create such a benefit for us when we eat. It protects us from several diseases. Yeah, and the second, we have a plantain, which is one of the common food in my country. In my native tongue, we call it fondo. It is usually eaten by ngunja, which is cassava leaf. Yeah, on the second screen, you can see fondo is a yellow one with like a banana, but we call it fondo. We have to cook it before. We have to boil it before. I think it's also in Azerbaijan, if I'm not mistaken, but I haven't seen yet. Yeah, and one of the most common one also is African yingtum. We call it cocoa in my native tongue. It is one below makongo, caterpillar. It is very delicious, and the majority of my counterpart in my country, they eat it like I guess 3 times a week because it's quite delicious in the most popular one. And we have a grasshoppers, which is a kindagozo in my native tongue. Kindagozo mean put cassava down, because cassava leaf, the root is what we call it gozo, because we take the root and we squeeze it and we make it like a powder and we cook it, so it become a gozo. So we eat with the grasshopper because it's very delicious with grasshopper. That's why we sell it kindagozo, because it's like it goes well with grasshoppers. Yeah, that's why we call grasshopper kindagozo. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, in my country, we have quite a lot of resources that comprise our wealth. We have, of course, we have small lands, not quite big territory, but it's very fertile and conducive for agriculture. And we have quite a dense forest, rich in flora and fauna, which give our country a quite good position in terms of tourism and ecosystem. And we have wood. We export wood to several countries, especially European countries. And we have a coffee. We produce coffee in my country. We have among major producers of coffee in African countries. And we have cotton. We are also among a huge. We are among a producer, like major producer of cotton in African countries. And we have uranium. We have a cement, oil, gold, and diamond. But like the majority of all of those resources are not exploited. Even they are exploited, but they are not exploited formally. So that's why we don't consider that they are exploited. Okay, thank you for your attention. Thank you. And I'm waiting for your questions if you have.